everyone to the episode at Musicahan. Hi, I'm Nina, and so happy to welcome all of you to this show. Today, we have a special guest, our repeat guest, Mr. Alan M. Nazarino, who we saw in season 2, episode 2. And now we're going to have Alan to talk about the role of musicals and how it benefits the young. So, welcome,
Hello,
Alan.
Karina. Hi from Hong Kong.
Welcome. Yeah, so happy to see you again. And
Oh, pleasure's mine.
yes, always struck by your enthusiasm and passion for for getting everyone involved in theater. I wish I was much younger and could join your theater group again, right?
I'm not that young. Yeah.
Now we want to ask you, I see congratulations are in order. Can you tell us something about Cebu Youth Theater Group that you
Yes,
won a
thank
special
you. Yeah.
award?
Yes, my group called Broadway Youth Cebu was recently named the Community Theater Group of the Decade by Broadway World Philippines. So it's like a great honor for us because this is the very first time that a group outside of Metro Manila was given the award. So in the 13 years that Broadway World Philippines has been handing out awards, this is the very first time that a community theater group in outside of Metro Manila was awarded the community theater group award. So it is an extremely great honor. And of course, we also were named costume design of the decade for the costume designs that we had for the Broadway Youth Cebu production of Les Miserables school edition in 2019.
So kudos to you and
Thank
yes
you.
again.
Thank you.
Right. Now, since we are here, just like to talk about, because you're so passionate about musicals, for you, why is musicals such an important part of your life, Ellen?
Oh, musicals are important part of me because they have actually made me who I am. Um, I remember I was an extremely shy young kid, and I didn't even know that I had interest in theater. I saw my first theater production when I was in second year high school, but it didn't really strike me. It it all happened after senior year in high school when I was given the award, and after that I started doing theater, and theater changed me. Theater made me realize how theater made me realize my strengths, my weaknesses, and I've learned to accept myself for who I am. I used to be very conscious about like, oh, I can't do this, and so I had this very negative way of thinking, and had a very low self-esteem. Theater gave me the tools to bring up that confidence, and so I'm really thankful for theater changing me to become a much better person. So yeah, in a nutshell, I think theater allowed me to see myself for who I am and accept myself, and yeah, see also the world differently.
Wow, that sounds really wonderful, right? And do you have to be of a certain age? That means, do you have to be 18 and above to be able to do musicals? Or,
Oh,
uh,
definitely not. Definitely not.
oh, good.
You can have children can actually get involved very very early. My both my children, I have a son and a daughter who both started doing theater when they were in pre-kindergarten. So as long as there are opportunities that are made available, then yeah, you can expose your children to theater very early on. Yeah, and for my part here in Hong Kong, we actually do a regular theater camp, and we start as early as 6 years old. We have theater camps for children as young as 6 to join our camps, and yeah, they have really proven to make an impact in their lives.
So wow, I'm so heartened because we can start young, and I've always been a great believer of, for the children, that they can learn best when they start very very young. So what can I ask for the young children? If you were mentioning at 5 years old, 6 years old,
Yes.
right? What are the benefits of starting to do musicals? Do they get any benefits at all? Parents will ask, right?
Oh,
Because
yes,
Asian parents
there
are
are.
always very conscious.
Yes,
Yeah.
starting children young in theater reaps a lot of benefits for them. Primarily, again, as I said, like my case, confidence boosts is boosted if they are able to enjoy theater. The great thing about theater too is that not only does it boost confidence, it also develops teamwork because theater is very very collaborative. So in my case, we have a theater camp for young children, and so we bring a group of them together and we make them explore themselves. So before we even work on the material that we are supposedly aiming to produce, we let them undergo theater games, and the theater games are built around building confidence, building collaboration skills, building creativity skills. So all of these skills are actually developed through play. So we use a very fun atmosphere. We develop that kind of atmosphere at camp so that the children will be much more open to exploring things, and we teach them to think outside the box so they become very creative. Again, that's also another benefit. Theater gives them that opportunity to think outside of the box. I think that is a skill that is necessary in today's ever changing world. We need young people or even young professionals to be able to develop that creative mind. And the sooner you start doing that, the easier it will be for them to have that kind of creativity. So there you go, boost confidence, collaborative skills, and being very creative, developing that creative mind. So I think those are the three most important benefits that theater can offer for children at a young age.
I think it also, getting used to working with other people,
Yeah.
right? And not being a prima donna at a young age,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? And if we are keen, how can we get ready and started for, going for your summer camp? Or are you doing it in Hong Kong, or what other countries are you going to be doing this summer camp? It looks so interesting.
Yes, well, I started well, I proposed a summer camp for our school here in 2015. And yeah, so for the past summers, every summer, well, I think there's only 2 summers that we weren't able to do, including last year because of the pandemic. But almost every summer we would have a project that so what happens in the summer camp is that we put them together. It's a day camp, and for 2 weeks we let them be exposed to theater. We normally have a show as a culminating activity. So we let them get ready for the show in a span of, well, basically 7 rehearsal days, and these are full days. So we keep them from 9:30 all the way until 4:30. We rehearse the show, we do dance, we do singing, we do acting. So all of these are guided for the children to get ready for the show. So yeah, we started with this musical called Disney's Winnie the Pooh. And yeah, we've actually done a few other musicals. We've done Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. We have done, for summer, we've done Shrek the musical. We've done Madagascar. So we are using what we call the Broadway Junior Series for MTI, or the Getting to Know You musicals from Rodgers and Hammerstein. So by using those material, um, the children actually are able to put up a show within a very very short span of time. And the show is usually presented at a professional venue such as the Chaiwan Theater, wherein the children visit the theater the day before. rehearse it, and then the next day people come and pay to watch them perform the show. So they feel that sense of fulfillment, because in a span of a few days they'll able to put up a full show with set, costume, lights, sounds, props. Yeah, name it. It's a full Broadway show. Yeah.
Wow, it sounds so
Yeah.
exciting. And is it what? A show of what? 2 hours, or how
No,
long for
most of the
the
junior
performance?
shows are the first show that we did, which was Winnie the Pooh, was a kids version, and that was 30 minutes. But we did a 1 full hour show because the first half was the children singing songs, okay, from Disney. And then but the next year we did a 1 hour show already when we did Disney's Peter Pan. That was a full show. Usually when we say full, that is a 1 hour show. So
Right,
yeah, 2 hours is too long for 6-year-old kids. So yeah, 1 hour is something that they can easily handle, and
yes,
it will still keep them engaged. Yeah,
correct.
there's not too many long waits backstage. The thing with some of these musicals is that they're very lead role intensive. So the lead roles are there for most of the time, and then the ensemble is just waiting in the wings for a long time. Now, the junior shows cut those long breaks so that there's a lot more engagement from the kids. So that's why we like doing the junior shows, because the children are engaged for most of the time, and they're on stage a lot more than just a full regular show.
Right.
Yeah.
So I noticed, Alan, you have put in a couple of clips for this show.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at this clip from Winnie the Pooh. And here they are. The children are singing. Now, again, take note, um, they only prepared, rehearsal stage was only in 7 days. So here is their final performance.
Oh, fun.
Yes, yeah. And that our youngest there was 5. We had a
Wow.
5-year-old kid. Yes. And the 5-year-old child was able to handle, most of them were between the ages of 7 to 12. They managed very, very well. Yes. Okay. Do you want to see another clip?
Yes.
Another clip that we had, one year we did The Sound of Music. This wasn't a summer camp. This was actually what we call a spring camp. And for the spring camp, we would rehearse them in for 6 Saturdays. And we do one full day Saturday and 6 Saturdays. And on the on the seventh Saturday, that's when they perform. So again, it's, although it's spaced out, it's not every day, but they only meet once a week for a full day, and then after 7 Saturday, on the seventh Saturday, they put up a show, and this was performed at an LCSD, which is a Hong Kong leisure and cultural division theater in the New Territories. So here is Doremi from Getting to Know the Sound of Music, which we did in 2016.
A deer, a female deer. Ray! A drop of golden sun. Me! A name I call myself. Fa! A long, long way to run. A needle pulling thread. La! A note to follow so. Tea! I drink with jam and bread. That will bring us
There you go. That was Sound of Music. And that was
Right.
performed live. Okay. When we say
Yes.
live, the children are singing it on stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So wonderful, and it really brings back memories of childhood when we hear about the sound of
Yes.
music. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Now, for Cebu, what was interesting was I last year, because of the pandemic, I was not able to actually visit Cebu, so we had to do our preparation for our summer musical that was intended for a July production. We were supposed to do Hairspray, but because of the pandemic, we're now moving it to hopefully later, middle of this year, when things may ease up when it comes to theater. We're just keeping our fingers crossed that we still get to perform it. But in the meantime, because everything is virtual, what I've done is I've actually done virtual theater by recording them on Zoom. So we create what we call musical theater videos, and stage the songs from Hairspray. So every month, Broadway Youth will releases two videos from songs of Hairspray, and then it is done as a Zoom theater piece. So everything is recorded on. Well, they record first the audio, and I edit the audio, and then we record the video on Zoom. So they do virtual backgrounds, and then I record them on Zoom, and then we put them together and create this special video. So here's a sample, and this is from Without Love. Okay.
Cause without love, life is like a prom that won't invite us. Without love,
It's like getting my big break in laryngitis.
without love,
Life's a 45 when you get by it
without love,
Life is like my mother on a diet.
like a week that's only Mondays, only ice cream every Sunday, like a circle with no center, like a door marked do not enter. Darling, I'll be yours forever, cause I never wanna be without love. Without love, darling, you had best believe me, never leave me without love.
The concept of Without Love was comic books. That is Without Love.
right. Thank you so much. Amazing the wonders of virtual camp or virtual preparation. And in fact, I think you already answered my question about whether one is able to do a virtual camp. So from what I can see, it's possible. But are there any difficulties at all, or you think that is something to look forward to, especially in the period of the pandemic? What are your views, Alex?
Okay, virtual camp is really, really challenging. It's not going to be easy. It's easier for me because with my Cebu group, because I have worked with them, so the sense of trust is already established. And yet, even with that, I still have some students who feel like they're burnt out by the whole online learning thing. Many of them are really yearning for a face-to-face kind of experience, which sadly, unless everybody is, if there's herd immunity, we won't be able to do that as of now. Yeah, and so yeah, in order for virtual camp to to be successful, yeah, there needs to be a sense of trust established between the teachers and the students. Otherwise, learning from a total stranger will be extremely, extremely challenging. It's not impossible, but yeah, it may not produce the results that we are expecting. So honestly, I don't really recommend it for a new group. However, if it is a group that's already been established, so they know each other, then there's a lot more trust that is happening, and the students are more willing to take the experience to a different level, a level that is expected, because it see virtual camp requires a lot of independent learning, and so students will have to take that responsibility to do things on their own without much guidance. Unlike face to face, wherein as a teacher I'd be able to recognize who are those that need help and those that can handle it by themselves. It's very difficult to address that in a Zoom setting, because one, many of the students opt not to turn on their cameras, so it's very difficult to monitor them. Okay, number two, yeah with virtual instruction, it is really like a one-on-one thing. So I'm not able to quickly identify who needs help just by looking at the screen. Unlike in face to face, wherein it's really clear who need help and who can handle the experience by themselves.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's some of the main challenges that would be encountered if a virtual camp were to be considered.
Well, thank you so much. You can see your invaluable experience and advice, right, Ellen? So I would just like to thank you, Ellen, for this enriching talk during this interview, and really wishing you all the very, very best to you and your Cebu group, and also your the work that you're doing in Hong Kong.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate that. Thank you, Karina. Thanks for
yes,
inviting me over.
I'm most welcome. And on behalf of all our viewers, I wish you all keep well and safe during this pandemic, and God bless.
God bless.